I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now.
Hello and welcome to the Smite Draft League. We've got Godlike Division for you today. One of the most exciting and talented divisions we have. I'm Anthony Mellum. I've got Cosmic Warrior with me. On the left-hand side, you'll see Eclipse, and if you look to the right, you'll see Sanctified. Cosmic, are you ready to watch the talent today?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really chugging along here in season 2, already on week 4. We're really getting into the meat and potatoes of the season, and it's really interesting to see how the teams and their dynamics just mold and adapt as we get further along in the season. And I think one of the best places to look at that is the highest division, the Godlike division, where you have the best players who are trying to improve as much as possible, not only individually but as a team, and just seeing how they really change as the season progresses is a really interesting thing to see from a viewer perspective.
I definitely agree with that. And SOC, SCC, they're all right around the corner. And throughout Godlike, not just even in these two teams, there's players that are preparing to compete all throughout it. And they've got big sets lined up. It's a lot of games. So every bit of competitive, I mean, at this point, they all have experience, but every little bit of extra kind of prep you can get before is huge. And I expect to see a lot of kind of comfort picks and a lot of extra effort being put in today.
Yeah, absolutely. The Godlike division is full of SCC and SOC capable players who you will see in those leagues
Mhm.
and performing well. And I mean, that's just the stepping stone to literally playing the game as a career. So I think these players are gonna be coming to the table with just that idea that if they play good enough, that's a very real possibility. I think that's another part of the reason why these godlike sets are just so entertaining.
For sure. And, we've talked a lot about Eclipse, again, on order side for this game. And last season, they were our champions. Slightly different team, but for the most part, a lot of runbacks. Sleepy is Spooks, who was the captain season 1 and captain for season 2. AceConcept, Hapn, Tegveer, all guys who have SOC experience. Again, people on the other team, Sanctified, do as well. But it's just crazy to see across. I mean, we haven't even talked about picks and bans because there's so much that you can talk about just with the skill of the players. It almost overshadows everything else. But we got our first lock in, and it's a Tiamat who has become so popular the last couple weeks.
Hard to go wrong with a pick like Tiamat. The two main mid lanes that you see generally are Tiamat and Merlin. Obviously, there's a little bit of flexibility in that, but those are the main ones that you're seeing. They just use the really powerful mage items, the items that make mages OP extremely well. They proc the items, Tablet of Destinies, Soul Reaver, and of course, the Book of Thoth really doing well for these gods and pushing them ahead. So can't say there's any surprise to see Tiamat being locked in the godlike division.
No, and Chiron, I actually would put Chiron in that same exact boat because Chiron is not somebody who's valued as highly when you get into both lower divisions and in lower ranks. Mostly because it doesn't feel like a hyper carry. I mean, you can look at damage numbers and Chiron will always be at the top, but it's held in a different regard. But in Godlike, it's being first picked here, and to go alongside a Maui and against Eclipse, this is what's crazy about Godlike. A lot of these players have basically two roles that they can excel at any time. And Hapn and AceConcept are kind of two that come to mind for me because they have been known to flip flop before. And AceConcept has the more interesting God pool, but when I've seen Hapn play both in SDL and outside of SDL, Hapn has played a lot of support, a lot of ADC, and it's been a bit more traditional of a God pool. So Eclipse having that strength where they can move things around like that is invaluable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the talk of the dual lane since season 10 has dropped has just been mage ADCs, mage ADCs, and more mage ADCs really. But I think there are a couple hunters who can match the pressure of mage ADCs, can play as well, can be as impactful in the mid to late game as well. And Chiron is one of the people who bumps near to the top of that list. So, yeah, I think Chiron is a great pick, as you were saying. But I think some interesting picks on the other side of the map. We see Sun Wukong, not something we generally see too much. I feel like even in season 9, he wasn't picked particularly well. I think he was better in season 9 because he works really well with hybrid items, and that's just not existing in season 10.
Yeah,
But
it's a big stick to one build. You're definitely right with that.
for sure, and so I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they pilot this and how they make it work compared to something like a Hercules, which is an extremely high pressure, high priority solo lane pick.
I definitely like it into the Hercules. I think, to your point, Sun Wukong does thrive on hybrid items, but you're not going to see Sun Wukong go with the damage build. We're certainly going to see this Wukong go full hyper tank mitigation, everything you can see. And with Hercules causing fire problems for Eclipse, being able to respond and dive in deep and be able to survive it for BeanSoupBob is going to be critical in keeping Eclipse in this game and allowing both Sleepy and I'm assuming AceConcept and ADC to be able to free cast and do their damage.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, it's just hard to
Wow.
go wrong if you're just going full tank. Ooh,
Didn't see that coming at all.
ooh. Yeah, that's
You know,
certainly spicy picks from either side.
ChubbyOstrich, who I'm assuming this Changa is going to, has a wild god pool. I was only a part of one of the games from last week for Sanctified versus Sunbreakers, but we all saw the clip of the Nuwa, and Nuwa isn't bad, but certainly not a high prioritized pick right now. So seeing a Changa come out, I'm obsessed with ChubbyOstrich's god pool, and I just want more and more and more.
Yeah, I'm interesting to see how ChubbyOstrich plays in the next coming patch with changes to a lot of the traditional healers, even Shang-A. Some changes coming through. Very excited to see how that gets played.
Hmm.
Jingwei tier. Might we see some Season 8 Awesome Jake tier support action?
That's what
I think we might.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. I I can't really think of where else it would go. We're not going to see a Sun Wukong support. Not going to be a Tiamat support because then you'd be putting Susano mid to your jungle. I mean, I know Godlike does some crazy things, but that almost feels just too out of pocket. I think this is definitely tier support, and now I'm even more excited than I was. Oh, but the Awilix coming out. That could be a hot lock in. I'm curious if that'll be what they actually go with, only being hovered for now, but the options are certainly you got a lot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think it is a tier support. I think that would be the best option for their draft, and we do see the Awilix getting locked in, and with plenty of knockups on the Sanctified team to support that Awilix, give some free ults. Might be some interesting interactions.
And with that, everybody's locked in, and it looks like trades are not even needed this time. So it looks like we will see Hapn and AceConcept flip-flopping this time. We'll be right back in the Smite Draft League with game number 1 between Eclipse and Sanctified.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now you're gone. Baby, you're a ghost. I'm caught up in a landslide, parachute, jumping out the plane. You had it all in front of you, nothing feels the same. It's crazy what love can do, even crazier when it's not coming back to you. You say you need space, so I gave you all the states. Every night a different place. Used to think we're getting close, and now we're drifting away. And all I can say is that I'm feeling wasted. I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't.
Spawning in, we've got Godlike, Eclipse, and Sanctified. I'm Anthony Malum. He's Cosmic Warrior. Let's do it!
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Tegveer missed an auto on that speed buff when it first spawned.
Best of the best.
Not to call him out, but you know, godlike division moment, I guess.
Godlike diff.
Literally.
Almost got the red buff too.
Just all sorts of bad. As long as you're avoiding that painfully useless blue buff as mid and jungle, yeah, you're probably gonna be okay.
So some housekeeping before we get started here. AceConcept running support. Hapn on the Jingwei, and instantly blinking in the wave. Beats comes out from CtrlAltIEat. Nice response. But I guess that's, you know, we were talking about it off camera, why it might be a tier support, and I honestly think this might just be a pocket god composition for Eclipse of wanting Hapn on Jing and tier on, or AceConcept on tier. I can't really think of another reason.
Potentially. Ooh, Valyouuu going in deep here at the speed buff.
And Tegveer does spot it out. Going to bring it back. There's a Blinken from Valyouuu. Knocks up the speed buff.
Ooh.
Does not get the steal either. Now Tegveer has the advantage. Looking for the damage. It's an awkward 1v1 at 1 minute, but we're doing it. It's level advantages with Tegveer, which could be significant here.
Just low mana.
Goes through. Here comes Sleepy looking to make a play happen. And now Valyouu's in a 1v2 with no health. Does Feather Step, doing good damage to Sleepy. Got to play it safe. Tegveer still wants it. Sleepy gets the credit. Valyouuu does get punished. What was that?
You know, I like to see the early aggression, early invade sort of thing from the jungle, but I think Valyouuu clearly overstayed the welcome a little bit, stayed pretty long, gave plenty of time for the mid lane to rotate, and I mean, it was just all over at that point, even if she was slightly winning the 1v1 favorably despite being a level down. Just, you know, wasn't quite enough. You're deep into the enemy's jungle. You gotta expect those rotations.
And on the topic of rotations, Tegveer's hanging out. AceConcept gets a Fearless up on a CtrlAltIEat. Tegveer's here, and reminder, Control does not have beads, but Stormcutter did not hit Jetstream with a follow. Doing damage, but does take a tower shot in the process. Will be a kill for Tegveer on Control. Counter rotations coming out from Sanctified. They have not stepped over a ward, so Tegveer could get caught out, but Valyouuu does not seem to be on it yet. But Leslord stopped the back, and now Valyouu's here looking for Tegveer, and Tegveer's got no mana. AceConcept with another Fearless into the wave to keep his jungle safe. Blink in from ChubbyOstrich, who has Blink, by the way, and Changa gets a kill on a Tegveer. Now they're looking at Hapn and AceConcept, but the two of them can just look to back. Changa going Blink, and it pays off.
Changa Blink gotta be the most Giga Chad thing I've seen in a long time. He's going the Conduit Chronos Pendant build, which I think is very suitable, definitely going to help in the early clear department, and of course that big burst damage that we just witnessed even early on. Great rotation by ChubbyOstrich. Sanctified is trying to get a little bit back, but they lost. See ya!
Later, Ace! ChubbyOstrich with another kill, and they get the steal on the purple buff. 2-2 already, and these guys are hitting the gas from the get-go.
Absolutely. AceConcept not opting towards, you know, hybrid magical defense and physical defense item, just opting for breastplate, leaving him very vulnerable to the Conduit Gem Blink Changa. So, you know, you got to watch out for that one for sure.
Valyouuu looking for the gank on the BeanSoupBob, who is spinning on away. Valyouuu still looking for it, but will turn. They're going to just secure the cooldown buff. Yeah, that was, Oh, he was the decoy baited me. I thought he had already come down from his ultimate. I was looking like, is he not in Somersault? Is he just standing there? Did he see? But nope, BeanSoupBob gets to live another day. So yeah, normally I like to do a bit of a housekeeping with relics. I didn't get to, and we ran into a Chang'e with Blink. Also notable, Tegveer has Blink. Valyouuu has Blink. So who needs beads, right?
Yeah, a lot of blinkers. I do like to see it. I think especially on this tier, because when you're playing tier support, you just need to be aggressive, constantly W keying, hitting big fearlesses, forcing out beads. Otherwise, you're just not going to be doing much. If you're not like coming to a great lead with a pick like that, then just why are you picking that character? It's not as good as just a traditional normal guardian when you're playing. When you're just playing like a normal guardian, when you're not playing like a hyper aggressive warrior, like AceConcept is, but we're definitely seeing the aggression. We've seen the fearlessness coming out, and now we got quite the skirmish here.
Yeah, and it's an
Gosh,
interesting
good.
one because Chubby is around the corner. Waxing Moon is up and ready to go. AceConcept with the Fearless Duke blinks past the Waxing Moon. So Ace gets to jump around his tier and celebrate a nice dodge there. It will not be another kill for the mid laner. These guys, the action in this game, I mean, we're 5 minutes in. This is out of control.
Absolutely. I mean, Chubby already has Chronos Pendant online, so he's not too upset by wasting that. It's going to be on a much shorter cooldown than AceConcept's Blink. So I think she's happy with that trade. As long as they're keeping that timer online if they want to kill him, and just understanding that you don't have to worry about the super tanky tier blinking at your face, fearlessing you.
On the topic of Blink, there's a Blink from Valyouuu on a BeanSoupBob, who's up in the Somersault Cloud. Should keep BeanSoupBob plenty safe for now, and it will. Might cost him a blue buff. Tegveer is over on the way, looking to secure the blue buff, but it shouldn't get there in time. BeanSoupBob walks in, does some decent poke in the Valyouuu, and Tegveer's here, and AceConcept's in the way. There's the pull-in. Jetstream going to be enough for Tegveer to find a kill in the Valyouuu. The Execrate does great damage on the bounce, but BeanSoupBob is getting away. Here comes a Typhoon on the xNexamiss. There's a Fearless, and Hercules can't move for anything. And that's going to be another kill, double kill for Tegveer.
Yeah, I can't help but feel like Sanctified's attention is a little bit skewed on to the solo lane. Like, I understand, trying to go for the blue buff invade, but committing so much time onto trying to gank Sun Wukong is just hard. I mean, if his ult is up, you're just not killing him. It's just not happening. He has a really incredible escape, long, fast dash, and of course that immunity and incredible healing in his ultimate. If there's one thing Sun Wukong can do, that's survive a gank.
Yeah, that's a really good point from you. And Sun Wukong, just to further that, actually, I'm going to have to stop because we had a slower swing on AceConcept, but gets away with the Fearless. But the landfall brings him back in, and there's a pull from Valyouuu, but AceConcept is still alive. There's no way he survives this turns, gets the heal, but ChubbyOstrich does find the kill before Sleepy could get there. I don't know how he survived that long. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, committing a lot there, though. Landfall and a Wheelie Soul used as well. I think, they're fine with that trade. However, already with the Jotun's Wrath online, quite a bit of cooldown reduction. And, this is an interesting dual lane fight. I mentioned how Chiron kind of jumps towards the top of the Hunter list that can really be effective even against magical ADCs. I think Jingwei is another one that can. I mean, crit is super strong right now, and you can build a lot of crit with Jingwei. Okay, Jingwei built Bloodforge first item. Hold on, we gotta talk about that.
So I'm thinking that Hapn may be, and this could be why Hapn is playing Jingwei and AceConcept is on support. I'm thinking they might be going the... Phoenix actually talked about this build in a Divine Division game, but could be going the Hydra's Lament build with Jingwei, which is proving to do a lot of damage. It's a weird one, but...
Right.
We got a 2-man rotation for control. There's the blink in from AceConcept, but not the Fearless first. Tegveer with the Jetstream goes wide left. There's the Judgment bringing down on control. Typhoon as well. Centaurus in response shouldn't be able to find the kill, but AceConcept was getting unlucky, but it's enough, and Tegveer has the credit for the kill on the CtrlAltIEat. Now the counter rotations come out, and ChubbyOstrich and Leslord are both here. There's the blink Chang'e! Giga Chads rise up! And that's a kill onto AceConcept. But Teg and Hapn are hanging around his side, still waiting. Somersault Cloud came out in solo lane. BeanSoupBob will be safe, but blue buff invade back to duo lane. And Hapn gets underneath the tower now with both of them. It's taking a lot of damage. Has to use airstrike out of there. And Teg and Hapn can just look to retreat. But there's a landfall, and it brings him in. He's got Jetstream up, but can't get to it in time. So Leslord finds a kill on the Tegveer, canceling out that Jetstream. Great play from the Maui there.
Yeah, great answer back by Sanctified, and we're just seeing that all across the map. Players going in aggressive and players answering back. That's what you want to see. Speaking of answering back, Sleepy, incredibly low.
Got caught out of the red buff. Hate when that
On
happens as
him.
a Tiamat. That's a big kill for Valyouuu onto the Tiamat.
He just didn't care, man. He just cast his abilities and then just kept clicking on him. Didn't care about that knockup. Just completely avoided that expertly. But yeah, so like talking about the Jingwei, I just don't want to like gloss over it quite a bit. I am familiar with the build you're talking about, popularized by the player Hydrogen. I didn't know it started with Bloodforge.
I don't know if it does. Don't fact check me on that one. I have not used that build. Won't catch me using it. You know, all respect to Hapn. BeanSoupBob will be caught out by the blue buff and falls down. ChubbyOstrich gets the credit. Now it's a rampage for the Shanga. Leslord gets Fearless under the tower, taking a lot of poke damage. Chubby's on the way to try to help out. And the ultimate's going to be off the mark there from AceConcept. They're still lightly committing for it. Got to be careful because Ace has been on point with the Fearless is long, and it looks like they understand that as well. And Sanctified will walk away.
Sure. You know, that building into that breastplate of Regoth really just accelerates AceConcept's capability to just really W key as tier. You know, just casting your 2, getting a nice heal, or a nice heal and a very nice movement speed. That item has been an absolute blessing as a tier main or a Hercules main, and obviously any sort of warrior with a heal is gonna love that. Valyouuu, all of them gonna really benefit from that item. Tier no different, even in the support role.
Gonna commit hard for the 1v1, Hapn in control, but they're gonna take it easy. But their junglers are both around the corner, and they both know it. Airstrike already committed. Centaurus comes out, so Hapn's gonna fall down. Tegveer with the blink in, will find the kill on control. No, he will not find the kill on control, and Valyouuu is ready for the response. Masterful shot's gonna slow down Tegveer and make it easy for Valyouuu to clean the kill onto the Sasano. Sleepy and AceConcept have both rotated. AceConcept blinks in and finds a kill into control. Sleepy just trying to get away from 3. Landfall, but the pre-beads for Sleepy's good. Blink from the Changa again, and it's a double kill for Valyouuu.
Dude, ChubbyOstrich getting so much value out of this blink.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like just constantly blinking in, constantly securing kills, and it's Changa is kind of one of those mid mages that you can get away with it just because of her 2 giving her CC immunity. You don't have to worry about like some big CC abilities, like for example like an Ares ult. Obviously they don't have an Ares, but you just don't have to worry about that as long as you're using your 2 effectively, which I mean I haven't seen ChubbyOstrich panic 2 in any situation. He's just been walking around, walking to these side lanes and just blinking on people and killing them, which is exactly what you want to see. That's exactly why you build that item. So he's playing that very, very effectively.
Back in the topic of items, so assuming this is a fail not for Hapn, that would be the build, but the difference is Bloodforge is not in the normal build. It's a dev gauntlet, so maybe Hapn just was valuing the passive of Bloodforge. Not entirely sure there, but this is that build, so I would expect to see Deathbringer and Hydras coming out here soon. BeanSoupBob does get ganked in the solo lane. Valyouuu and Next are going to hard commit, but Somersault is up, so that's enough for them to take it easy for the time being and look for the Bastion and nothing more than that. Meanwhile, AceConcept, forgetting he's support, thinking he's solo, going for the proxy and duo, runs into 3 members, does have his ultimate to get away. 3-man Fearless while Tegveer kills Valyouuu. ChubbyOstrich with the waxing moon, and AceConcept will fall down, but not before irritating the hell out of Sanctified.
Yeah, they focus a lot on AceConcept, and in response, Eclipse able to get a pick on a Valyouuu, but it does open the door wide here for the Gold Fury. Eclipse answer back with the Pyromancer. But I mean, I'm sure Sanctified are happy with this trade. This happened. Cannot secure it, but yeah, so I'm sure Sanctified not too upset with how that whole thing went, despite losing Valyouuu in the right side. And
oh man,
I know Anthony's mad right now.
I'm fuming, but it's so much harder to get mad at Godlike players because they're the ones that are going to tell me I'm the idiot, and that somehow it's worse to pick up the Pyro Bomb.
I mean, like, you can be if you have
Oh, hang on. Airstrike for Hapn to get away. Centaurus to follow.
Oh.
Last shot going to be off the mark, but the masterful shot always finds a home, and Hapn falls down to control.
Yeah, like, it can be not the best to pick it up if you have a Chalice already and you want a ward. But there are players who don't have Chalice that can pick it up. Sleepy needs a Chalice himself because, gosh, he is low.
Oh, and the landfall just going to be off the mark, looking for AceConcept, who did manage to get away. Again, AceConcept must be really getting an end to Sanctified here. Just playing... I almost playing this tier the way people play Loki, if that makes sense.
Cringily?
I was meaning more like irritating, getting in their heads, you know, deteriorating the mental, but we can also, you know, keep it the easy way, go cringy. Control runs to the Tegveer. Typhoon gonna not get the knock up because of the dash from Control, and that should be enough for Chiron to be away safely. Not if AceConcept has anything to say about it. As Chiron in his sights, there's the blink. Gonna look for the Fearless, finds the Fearless and the power cleave. Going all the way, but doesn't quite find it. Hapn does kill Leslord in the back. AceConcept once again successfully splitting the team and irritating them, and now ChubbyOstrich might pay for it. Waxing Moon came out, found 2, but they're still diving deep, and no more mana for the Chang'e. Ace and Sleepy go under the tower, blink through from Valyouuu, gonna cut off Sleepy from Ace. Now they're cut 2-2. Tegveer's over, try to protect Sleepy, who falls down to Valyouuu. The Lawbringer will find it, and Ace dies to the tower somehow. And just to get the kill.
This is insane. This can't be happening in Godlike. This is not supposed to be what we're watching. I mean, it's entertaining, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, Ace is just W-King, absolute W-King ChubbyOstrich. Chubby almost lived. You know, that's the times where you wish you might have had Beads A. I guess, obviously, I still think it was incredibly valued to go Blink despite that. I mean, he's proven why he picked that. Here comes Valyouuu. Happened. Forced to ult immediately. But there's 4 members over here.
Next with the blink, they're underneath the tower. Happen's taking a lot of damage quick, and they're going to secure it with the boulder and get rid of the tower on the way out. Control gets the credit for the kill, ultimately. And you know what's crazy? You made a comment that this shouldn't be what Godlike is, right. And I mean, you're right. This is chaotic as can be. But you got to keep in mind something. Look at the objectives on the map. They're finding time to do objectives and play this crazy. So, I mean... Hey, if you're into chaotic play styles, but you're looking at Godlike to learn, you're getting your answer for both, I guess.
Yeah, great point. I mean, yeah, Goldfear's down, Pyromancer's down. What else is there really to do? I know that's something Genetics has been complaining about a lot on Twitter, that, you know, there's no cups to invade or scorpions to get, and just lacking a little bit in the map play. Sleepy just gets owned.
Again, the Tiamat runs into a Wheelix and just gets lit up. It's unfortunate, but it's happened twice now. Last time was at the red buff. This time it's in the middle of mid lane. So tough time to be Tiamat here. We do have pings coming out in the Jing Wei, and ChubbyOstrich is beelining it with Control. Gonna wait around the corner. Blink through, Waxing Moon! Hapn gonna get caught out with the masterful shot from Control for the kill. Man! We don't need to get time to think this game, Cosmic.
We sure don't. Hapn dropping 1 and 4. Not exactly what you want to see. Speaking of not being able to talk, I mean, Valyouuu we've seen getting plenty of solo kills, doing some really great feather steps, avoiding some Tiamat stuns, but he's also been caught out his fair share, 5 and 4. So, you know, just going in and oftentimes ending up getting retribution, but it's not stopping him at any point. He's just still W-King, going for these solo kills and oftentimes getting them.
Yeah, and Eclipse going for the response Pyromancer, but look around the corner there. Oh, they're actually just going to bait it out, it looks like. This could be a good play here. I think I like this.
You just see Sanctified getting that Gold Fury, so they're in a very nice spot, it seems, especially on this left side of the map. They're constantly pressuring out Hapn again. He is 1 and 4, but now he does have that Deathbringer online, so maybe we'll see a little bit more from Hapn. Only 1 level down, despite all of it, and he dashes in.
Oh, but does avoid. See, that's a 1v1 to watch, but it looks like they're both gonna just kind of buy time here. Hapn definitely trying to bait out the gank. Sleepy falls down to ChubbyOstrich after the Waxing Moon. Now Pyromancer's gonna be looked at. Only BeanSoupBob here is ready for the response. Hapn gonna get the kill under Control, but Everybody's over there. Just BeanSoupBob at the Pyromancer and does not get the steal. Sanctified gets a Pyromancer. Should get BeanSoupBob along with it. Does have Somersault. Gets up into it, but they're going to be waiting on the landing. We'll see if BeanSoupBob can create the Great Escape. In the left lane, they did collapse down onto xNexamiss over there. They're going to look for the tower as well. Lawbringer comes out, but Nex was knocked up out of the Lawbringer, but the Fearless does find a home, and Tegveer gets the credit for the kill. Tier 1 tower falls. BeanSoupBob on the Great Escape has made it all the way to the Tier 2, and guess what's at the Tier 2? His team! So BeanSoupBob may be escaping yet. Blinking from Ace to get BeanSoupBob out of there! The BeanSoupBob is the safest boy in the house! Somehow!
Remember what I said? There's one thing Sun Wukong can do, and that's just like survive a gank. I feel like that has absolutely cemented that into truth. I mean, he ran around, he went from Pyromancer on 1 HP around the Tier 2 to the other Tier 2, through that Tier 2, all while being chased by a Wheelix, and just didn't care and lived. Obviously, he had the help of his, ended up having the help of his team, but I mean, like, he was just dashing away, and I mean, like, you're just not killing him. You're just not killing him. That's all I gotta say.
I will point out that if there's one thing that Sanctified is going in terms of team fights late, not a single person on Eclipse has a team fight relic. Every single relic is a selfish relic. So we'll see how that works out for Eclipse. Lawbringer down onto Valyouuu, who was trying to get away. Tegveer also is here. Phantom Shell comes out. Valyouuu getting knocked around, but the Waxing Moon finds 2. Landfall hits 2, but they both were able to immune it, but Control was waiting around the corner and finds a kill onto Tegveer. Now Sleepy stuck in between 4. Tiamat just looking for an escape, but is not Sun Wukong, so it's a double kill for CtrlAltIEat. BeanSoupBob not even going to test the waters this time, just going to look on. These fights have been crazy, but they're not going to stop here. Looks like Sanctified wants the Fire Giant.
Sanctified, I think, are in a very comfortable position to do so. Only BeanSoupBob going to be able to step up. Currently, AceConcept on the way.
They were ready for the Bean Soup boy, but he is going to get away for now. Split push coming out from Hapn. Does not have Hydras online yet, so the split push won't be anything too crazy.
Right,
BeanSoupBob will fall down.
Him.
That's a big mental kill for Sanctified.
For sure.
AceConcept is going to wait around the Fire Giant. We'll see if they turn for Ace. There's a knockup into the pole. A lot of damage coming out on the tier. Fearless is away. xNexamiss cannot get to the Fire Giant right now. Still cut off. Gets an opening. Fire Giant's at 20% health. I wouldn't count it out yet. But Lawbringer will not come in time. Sanctified gets a Fire Giant, and they get an AceConcept alongside it. Tier 2 tower just now going to fall. No, teleport will come out. There's the lack of damage I mentioned, and Tier 2's tower will stand another day. Big victory there for Sanctified.
Yeah, they get the Fire Giant. They get the pick onto BeanSoupBob as well as AceConcept. And now Sanctified are really in control of this game. It feels like it's been definitely leaning in their favor, and they've done a great job at extending their lead. And, you know, I was saying, like, how was this Godlike? But, you know, this is Godlike level of play now. Seeing, you know, advantages being taken and turning them into game-winning power plays like a Fire Giant, followed by Oni Furies, leading into Tier 2 and Phoenix Sieges.
Oni Fury getting pulled down to half health. Sleepy around the corner waiting to contest. BeanSoupBob also rolling in hot. Oni Fury's down to about 10%. Will the slam get it? It does! Eclipse seals away the Oni Fury thanks to BeanSoupBob. Sleepy down low. Centaurus finding a home, but the third shot misses. xNexamiss is very low. There's the Lawbringer. Didn't find a home. Hapn getting poked out badly by ChubbyOstrich. That's a kill for the Chang'e. BeanSoupBob looking for that Chang'e for punishment, but finds nothing but death from CtrlAltIEat. And now Eclipse is on full retreat away from Sanctified.
It was very nice of them to be able to steal away that Gold Fury. Not only are they not going to be having Oni waves pushing down, but they also have a little bit of pressure from their own Oni waves pushing down, slowing down the siege a little bit, as well as that right side going uncontested. Going to put a little bit of damage onto that Tier 2. Speaking of a little bit of damage, AceConcept getting low.
Sleepy gets pulled in by Landfall. Already used the Children of Creation to summon the Storm. So going to be in a bit of an awkward spot here for Sleepy. Cannot look to do too much more damage, and the tier 2 will fall, and Sleepy looks unfazed by it with the backs there. Valyouuu was looking for the pick, will not find it. Sanctified going to group up, probably get Pyro and look to back and maybe take a minute to relax. I guess we'll see. Probably not, huh?
Yeah, they got an Oni wave plus another wave on their tier 2. XNexamiss going to secure that. Boom, team diff, Valyouuu picked up the bomb.
Let's
and
go.
That's why they're gonna win.
We take those. We definitely take those. And we'll see if the prophecy comes true. Pick a bomb, win game.
I mean, it's not a big logical leap there. Doing more damage to these structures that are hard to kill, like the Phoenixes. Chances are you're gonna be in a better spot. But Hapn doesn't seem to be in a very good spot. Valyouuu wrapping around. Hapn, I don't know if he had a ward. That doesn't look like he had a ward. There's a little bit of game sense, understanding what was coming to him.
Will he understand the damage being done?
Oh!
Yes, he will! That's why you build the blow-up Jingwei! Hydras get the credit for the kill, but ChubbyOstrich gets the response double kill on the Chang'e, and that's why you go Blink. You build Hydras, I got the answer, it's Blink. AceConcept couldn't even get there in time to do anything for Eclipse. That's a big double kill for Sanctified.
Yes, Eclipse able to pull Fire Giant buff off of Valyouuu, but other than that, not a great position you want to be in when you're trying to look to defend your tier 2s. That being said, Sanctified not really pushed up in a position to siege these tier 2s, which I think would be the call, just given the fact that it's a 3v4 and all 4 of those members do have Fire Giant, but Fire Giant is spawning up quickly, which means their Fire Giant buff is going to be going down, and not a bad call to just be in a good position, establish some wards, and prepare for the next Fire Giant fight.
And I have a feeling, if this game's teaching us anything, that every Fire Giant's going to be chaotic. BeanSoupBob hanging out around the Fire Giant. Could get poked out here, is looking at control, already down to about half health. Has to use that Somersault Cloud before Eclipse could even get over there, so it's a big ultimate down for BeanSoupBob. Will be safe from using it. We have seen XNexamiss and AceConcept trading blows. ChubbyOstrich just deleted Hapn. And now Sleepy's alone with 2. Gets knocked up, gets pulled down, gets erased by the boulder. XNexamiss has a kill onto Sleepy. And again, a story of Sanctified just beating Eclipse to the punch. BeanSoupBob alone with control and gets cornered in, but the dash off the mark there from XNexamiss. But Solar Swing is not off the mark, and BeanSoupBob has nowhere to go, but is tanky enough to get rid of it. AceConcept has the same story on the other side of the map. BeanSoupBob is still alive. One ability will do it, but he's getting away. There's no way that BeanSoupBob survives more. 2 kills have happened in the meantime. Tegveer found Valyouuu, and AceConcept also fell down. Now Tegveer. Will Tegveer get the escape? Gonna run into XNexamiss. Does have the mobility for it. There's no way. Tegveer just needs a cooldown to come up, but the basic attack cleans up Teg, and Control has another kill. BeanSoupBob is actually just a monster.
This is Godlike division, but BeanSoupBob is literally immortal. He cannot die. It's not possible. He sidestepped like 3 Hercules 2s and an entire landfall. Like, it's just insane. That being said, like 4 other members of his team end up dying, but I mean, that was more entertaining. Let's be real.
How was I supposed to talk about it? ChubbyOstrich looking for Hapn, does way more than half Hapn's health. Children of Creation comes out but finds a home on a nobody, and Fire Giant was let go of. BeanSoupBob's getting knocked up again, but I'm afraid to even talk about it. Centaurus comes out, BeanSoupBob below half health, has to stop it before. Sleepy looking for some poke damage on the Sanctified, who has fully let go with the Fire Giant, not looking to contest it anymore. But really, they're just here to irritate Eclipse, because Eclipse can't afford to not contest this Fire Giant, and the longer this goes, the closer you get to them getting the last fire before EFG, so you're in a really awkward spot. Big poke comes out onto XNexamiss. AceConcept's in the Fire Giant pit. 2-man Fearless doing good work. Hapn's taking a lot of damage to Valyouuu, though, but the crit was not enough. Valyouuu finds a kill and Hapn. Valyouuu should be able to get away from Sleepy, and Eclipse is split again, but Valyouuu walked back in, and Sleepy's got the kill. AceConcept's got everybody else busy. Don't worry, boys. Big damage coming out onto AceConcept, who's still alive. CtrlAltIEat falls down to Sleepy. Double kill for the Tiamat. AceConcept still alive and creating havoc in the middle while Sleepy and Tegveer do the damage, but ChubbyOstrich safe for now. There's the blink through, and the knockup splits 2. but ChubbyOstrich was nowhere to be found. Sleepy, looking for where the Chang'e went, only finds Leslord, but does enough damage to the Maui for the Maui to solar swing out of there. There's the Lawbringer over the wall, Fearless, under the tower, and he gets deleted as he goes under the tower. Now ChubbyOstrich is unstoppable. Tegveer blinks away from xNexamiss, and guess who's here? It's BeanSoupBob to the rescue again. The rotations come out from Tegveer and Sleepy to xNexamiss. ChubbyOstrich is also on the way, and health bars are dangerous here for Eclipse. And Chubby kills Sleepy, and Eclipse will finally retreat.
That was so sad for Sleepy. It seemed like finally when he had a fight going his way, you know, Katie not looking the best, able to pick up 2, nearly 3 kills on a Leslord, surviving on 1 HP. I can't help but feel like AceConcept kind of just ulted in, pushed Leslord away from Sleepy's damage, and then died instantly. It's not looking good for Eclipse. Sanctified, however, this entire time haven't been able to really pull the Fire Giant. Now it is an EFG though, so maybe they're not too upset by it because despite the fights not 100% going their way, they've definitely still been in control overall, and they're still going to be in a position to win a team fight here. As Fire Giant drops to half HP, does end up getting dropped, however. Oh.
Hapn falls down to ChubbyOstrich.
My fault.
Chubby is now divine. The big story at the moment is that Hapn's gone. Valyouu's half health, but Fire Giant was let go again. It's now EFG. Nobody's taken it for the last 5 minutes. They just want to fight. They just want to box. They just want to brawl. And we'll see if Sleepy is the victim, and he will be. No, he jumps Valyouuu. Shouldn't be much for the kill here. Control cleans it up before Valyouuu could be punished. BeanSoupBob's plenty healthy, if anybody was curious. I mean, to no one's surprise. And we'll see if AceConcept and BeanSoupBob have anything up their sleeve here to create enough chaos to stall for respawn timers and maybe take away this Fire Giant. Man.
Only tanks on Eclipse side. Surely Sanctified can commit to this Fire Giant. Surely
we'll see. BeanSoupBob's in the pit. Somersault Cloud is up. Lawbringer comes in, and Sanctified does secure the Fire Giant. It didn't stop Eclipse from trying. They're damned artists, though. AceConcept getting chased by 4, make it 5 members. Gets knocked up, will fall down. Finally, 31, 32, Fire Giant falls.
Yeah, okay. EFG now on to Sanctified with about a 9k gold lead. Surely this will be the end of this insanity. I think it might be determined right here. BeanSoupBob is able to die once and for all. It might mean the end. Oh, the beads.
That's why you go
beautiful. Beads. It is. It is for sure. But that Phoenix though, can't really beat anything. Not that it would make much of a difference as it dropped very, very quickly. Now it looks like they're heading towards these tier 2s. Gonna wait. They might be going for a little sneaky beaky here. Not quite. It does look like they're grouping up, going towards the right side tier 2. I think it's the safe call.
By the way, for those keeping track, there's
what are the odds he lives here?
5
what are the odds he lives
towers
here?
Up. BeanSoupBob in the middle of 5. But does anybody think there's any danger here? Because I certainly do not. If anything, it's a bait. BeanSoupBob gonna be plenty safe and gonna take the Centaurus with him.
Just hit the tower. EFG.
Appeal mastermind.
Literally, I mean, they're just wasting so much of their time trying to go for it. They do go for the pyro. I think smart call. Getting that. Okay, wait. He's actually taking.
Okay,
damage.
yeah. This actually could be the moment. BeanSoupBob falls down. It is Valyouuu gets the morale
Where did
kill.
It come from?
For Sanctified.
He actually wasn't tanky there. That was a complete change of pace from what we saw. He was very healthy, and then just got absolutely owned by Valyouuu there. Just so much damage being pumped out by the Wheelix. I mean, he's full build, has anti-heal, Heartseeker Crusher. He's definitely going to be doing damage like that.
Yeah, 100% tier 2 tower falls down in solo lane. Sanctified, walking at the Phoenix. But guess who's ready? AceConcept goes with the Lawbringer, doesn't find anybody with the Fearless. xNexamiss goes in deep, taking poke, not too bad. Leslord goes in, Landfall brings in Tegveer. Tegveer uses the beads, gets away, but guess what? Phoenix falls down. Only so far AceConcept in bad spot does bring in Valyouuu. Wow! There's the Hydra's crypt we were talking about. Tegveer cleans it up with the Typhoon. Man, Sleepy gets alone here with xNexamiss, and that's enough for the boys in blue to show up to help out Sleepy. But can they kill a Hercules, or will it take enough time for Sanctified to get the flank onto Sleepy? They know it's coming. They're backing up. Chubby with the blink, and the Giga Chad is immortal. Big kill there for ChubbyOstrich onto Sleepy. Lawbringer on the up-down. AceConcept trying to create time for Hapn to get over. Hapn and Tegveer both here. They run into xNexamiss, doing damage, but he heals half of it back. But he will fall down to Hapn. Hercules down. Eclipse somehow has turned this into a positive.
Yeah, a little bit able to strip 2 EFG buffs off of Sanctified, pushing them away safely. They are able to get the right side Phoenix, but their siege is completely stopped. We might have to see another Fire Giant fight. Who knows how that's going to go. Eclipse now, looking for the Primal Fury. Might aid them a little bit in that Fire Giant dance. Sanctified groups up, trying to establish their presence as we see them valuing and prioritizing getting wards down, which I think is a very smart way to play it. As members of Eclipse having to back might be an opportunity. As Tegveer drops low.
Pre-selects a Typhoon for safety. Centaurus off the mark. The last one hits. Is the magical shot going to do it? It does! Is there anything this game isn't going to offer? Or am I going to have a conniption fit?
He hit like a max range Centaurus with the last shot after missing the first 2 just barely, and then finishes him off with the masterful shot. There's no way. That was insane. CtrlAltIEat. I mean, that was insane. Now the Fire Giant.
Oh my god, the Hydra's finally paid off! 36 minutes, and we get to see why that build is nasty. Fire Giant down below, half health, and Eclipse looks to be in the best position they've been in for almost the entire
But the mid
game.
Phoenix might go down.
They've got fire minions on it. They've also got them in solo, so you're going to have to start backing for the defense of the Phoenix, like Cosmic pointed out. Sanctified not yet pushing
Phoenix
this advantage, has not committed to the Fire Giant, and BeanSoupBob could not get there in time. Phoenix falls. Fire minions also at the Titan. Now Sanctified turns their attention to starting a fight, looking for a pick before they commit to fire. What do you do if you're Eclipse?
It's not a position you want to be in by any stretch of the imagination. You have to defend these fire minions. I mean, it's not a question. They're going to absolutely tear apart your Titan if you don't let them. And the other option is just having to give up EFG. Maybe one of your teammates go for a steal while at least two members have to defend. But Sanctified,
masterful shot again. We talked about it. Chiron, undervalued, underrated, overperforming so far. Big kill for the Chiron. Sleepy did a lot of damage to Control, who got out. Typhoon finds a home. Centaurus did not get credit for the kill. ChubbyOstrich got credit for the kill. So there will be a death for the Chiron. BeanSoupBob and AceConcept doing work, and the Fire Giant's helping out. The landfall finds 2, but doesn't pull them in, and that's important because now Sleepy's alive, but the Fire Giant cleans up the kill on AceConcept. xNexamiss chasing down Sleepy with the help of Leslord, and Valyouu's around the corner waiting for the Tiamat, and it's another kill for Sanctified. 4 down on Eclipse.
Okay, so I think we're finally reaching the end here. 2 Phoenixes down. Okay, 1 just respawned, excuse me. But 4 members of Eclipse down. It's only BeanSoupBob who can defend, and unfortunately defending is not his strong suit.
The knockout.
Yeah, that Phoenix didn't last very long. Woke up, went back to sleep very quickly, and now they're on the Titan. BeanSoupBob.
Titan's down to half. BeanSoupBob looking for one last big escape and gets it, but the Titan is falling down low. Hapn has respawned, and Valyouu's very low. Hapn cleans up the kill onto Valyouuu, dashes forward, looking for xNexamiss, who's already out of there. But the big story is the Titan is low, 25%, and Hapn's walking away from the fire minions. Oh, Tegveer just respawned, so we're okay. You know, this is why I have to rely on Cosmic, because there's no way in hell I can look at any of the small details of this game.
Speaking of small details, I mean, maybe not that small. In fact, it's a bit of the antithesis of what I'm about to bring up. I've been paying very close attention recently to Valyouu's KDA, and now he's hit a triple-double. Let's just say, speaking of KDs, I just
That's,
didn't happen to
be
notice.
honest, this is the first time I've looked at the KDAs this entire game.
I didn't realize Chubby was 18-2. I've been too focused on the fact Valyouuu might get a triple-double heal, which he does have. But
Hapn's getting deleted quickly. Leslord slams down. Landfall's going to find a kill on to Hapn. Sleepy has to jump away. Children creation dropped. There's the Execrate off the mark. AceConcept is the only one still back, but there's a blink forward from the Hercules. Gets a stun onto Sleepy. Leslord and company are on the way, but AceConcept is here to create some space, and the Lawbringer's going to go in on the 4 members. Takes a lot of poke on the landing, has to back up. Sleepy and Tegveer are waiting, but there's no opening to do damage here. And oh, by the way, fire minions are in your base.
yeah, with your Titan on 25% HP, minions are a very real threat. And unfortunately, that means on this EFG, Sleepy Beads is forced out. Sanctified are just going to have a number advantage, and now with Sleepy TKO, this is Sanctified's fight to win. They're pulling the Fire Giant, and the Eclipse just don't have a good answer as more and more minions fall in. BeanSoupBob trying his best, but that Titan is getting chipped down slowly and slowly.
Oh, goodbye,
that wasn't
Sleepy.
slow.
Valyouu's got the kill there.
None of that
and
was
gets a
slow.
double kill on the
How was
Tegveer. There's the opening for Sanctified. They're on the Fire Giant. There's 3 members left for Eclipse. Fire minions pulling in out of every corner, and the Titan at, what, 300 HP? Eclipse has the world against them here.
All right, 40 minutes in, I think it's safe to say this game is just about over. 5 members of the Sanctified team.
Big pick on the Hapn. Leslord knocked up. AceConcept gonna look for the escape at this point. How much can this tier endure? The Fearless leads to the death. ChubbyOstrich gets the credit. And it's up to BeanSoupBob. We all knew that all roads led to BeanSoupBob for the 1v5 defense. Taking big damage. Somersault's got to come out, but it's not going to come out in time. And Sanctified manages to pull one of the craziest games you'll ever see out of a hat. We'll be right back on the desk.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing.
Check your heart rates. We're back. I'm talking about the end game stats. Sanctified takes game 1 from Eclipse. By the way, this could be a 3-game set. So buckle in. I think that we could talk about the stats, but I'll be honest, I myself did not look at the stats once that entire game. When Cosmic said ChubbyOstrich had 18 kills, I was shocked because I had not looked down yet. So I guess we'll touch on a couple small things, but overall, I think the big thing is these guys are insane.
That's the simplest way to put it, but it doesn't encompass it. I mean, 19-2 on the Blinkachanga. I mean, that is insane. Valyouuu, triple-double with absolutely insane damage numbers all across the board. Sanctified being absolutely dominant in that game. I think there were a bit of issues, unfortunately, with Eclipse and how they played and drafted a little bit. As I had mentioned, if you're playing tier and you're not coming to a quick lead, unfortunately, it's just not going to be as impactful. It definitely felt like Leslord, 2-1 and 28, ended up a little bit better than AceConcept at 2-11 and 13.
Plus no wards from Tegveer and AceConcept.
That was a 40-minute game!
Honestly, normally I'd be freaking out. The only reason I'm not going to freak out is they didn't stop fighting for 40 minutes, so in my mind, maybe they just kind of forgot that was an option. It's not like they needed them. It was 5v5 fights the entire damn game.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of rotations in that mid-early game. And
Fair.
You know, and I think the solo lane pick, while it was very entertaining to see BeanSoupBob just lead them all throughout their jungle, behind and through, weaving and bobbing in and out of tier 2s. He didn't do much come late game. He did get picked a couple times, despite being very survivable. Only ended up with 1 kill, and I think that was like literally at the 30 something, like 37 minutes, I'm pretty sure, is when BeanSoupBob got his first kill. So I don't think Sun Wukong is just doing all that much. I felt like Sleepy, despite being the top damage on the team, could have been doing a lot more on Tiamat. There were quite a bit of abilities that were just not quite on the mark. I'd prefer to see him on something a little bit more comfortable. Hapn was pumping out a lot of damage, but just getting picked so quickly in team fights. And so maybe, trying out this role swap, okay, try it out. But if it doesn't work, you might just want to swap back to the tried and true.
Everything you said ×2, because I need a minute to breathe. And with that, we'll be right back on the Smite Draft League with more from Eclipse and Sanctified in the Godlike division.
I'm pulling out the parachute, jumping out the plane. You had it all in front of you, nothing feels the same. It's crazy what love can do, even crazier when it's not coming back to you. You say you need space, so I gave you all the states. Every night a different place, used to think we're getting closer, now we're drifting away. And all I can say is that I'm feeling wasted. I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were wrong, I always thought
So I got nothing more for you than that, because that was a crazy game one, and we've got more on the horizon. I'm Anthony Malum. I have Cosmic Warrior with me. If you look blue, you see Eclipse. You look at the red, you'll see Sanctified. Godlike Division, week 4. Chunga is the first ban.
I was chuckling to myself seeing that one, but I mean, after Chubby went 19-2, I'm not surprised to see that one. Chiron banned out as well. They're definitely prioritizing some of the picks that they performed extraordinarily well on. And I got to say, as spectacular as a game that was, Eclipse held on for like 40 strong minutes. Despite the consistent lead that Sanctified had, they weren't quite able to end. Eclipse were holding on well, so we're definitely in for a game number 2 here that I think could still go either way. We might be driven to a game number 3, and I think Eclipse definitely has a lot of potential. I think a little bit of a different draft, and we might see a totally different outcome. And I'm gotta say, I'm certainly looking forward to it. If that game number 1 is anything to judge this set by,
because even, I mean, it's funny, if you look at that game on paper, it looks like it was a one-sided squash, but it felt like at any moment, if Sanctified made the slightest mistake, Eclipse could have wiped them and won the game. It was ridiculous the entire time. So something I'm looking for, probably the big thing that was on a lot of longtime watchers of SDL, was I want to see AceConcept go back to ADC. Hapn played great on the Jingwei, and AceConcept, no wards, may not have had your traditional support outlook, but you cannot say that the peel and the initiation was not there, because they were both there and they were both immaculate from AceConcept. But I'm looking for Ace to head back to ADC, and I'm looking for Eclipse to kind of run out what they're good at, and that's just being better. And Sanctified is a good match for that, because Sanctified is damn good. And look at that, taking away the Jingwei for themselves.
Yeah, and then this is what I said. Jingwei definitely a top hunter pick for the duo lane. Ooh, I love to see Uller. Big Uller fan. Love to see them
That means AceConcept
insane.
is ADC as well.
Sure does. Love to see them really clean access combos and just absolutely one-shotting people. Always fun to watch and fun to do if you're able to land those axes. When I talk about Vamana, definitely one I generally tend to disagree with. I don't really like it, but then I see it like played really well, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong. I see it get picked in SPL plans. I'm like, well, what the hell do I know? Apparently, these guys know more than me, so I'll leave it. I'll leave judgment for how it gets played and how effective it is, but there is certainly room for potential despite it me thinking isn't quite as meta as some other solo lane picks.
The Sylvanas coming out is exciting. I mean, Sylvanas feels like a character that is so easy to overlook in Smite. But when we watched Godlike, when we watched Premiere last season, Sylvanas was consistently a character that you could find both in the most important games and in the most exciting games.
You're right. I mean, Sylvanas this season has actually been very good. He uses Lotus Sickle, of course, very well. Has a strong team fight ultimate. If you're hitting 2-3 person knockups, your team's just in a good position to fight. Straight up, great peel potential, and there's also just a very high skill gap for Sylvanas as far as the poles go. The poles are not hard or not easy to hit, and when you do, it can be absolutely insane. It's fun to watch, and it can literally just mean the difference between a kill and not. So Sylvanas definitely having value in multiple aspects as a support.
Tiamat finding a ban, so being taken away from Sleepy, and Agni getting locked in. So the fiery boy finding some playtime up in the Godlike division. Certainly a sight to behold and will be a lot of damage. The Baba Yaga getting locked in for Sleepy, and the Tsukiyomi getting locked in for Tegveer. So that's a really good team comp. It's a bit, it almost feels exactly like granted, I know there's new players. This feels like the little bit we saw from them. This feels like a season 1 Eclipse comp from the finals. It's not bad. It's not that off meta, but it's a bit out there and it plays to their strengths. And I think that's where Eclipse will shine.
Yeah, great point. I mean, I could have said it better myself. I think Tsukiyomi is actually pretty strong right now with
For sure.
Bluestone being an option and just having 3 damaging abilities. I mean, late game when you're like Crusher, Heartseeker, Bluestone, Brooch online, you can't walk on his Caltrops. You'll get chunked. It's insane. Something that's supposed to be just like a little bit of a slow, a little bit of a damage is a complete absolute area shutdown for squishies. I mean, any sort of lead, I mean, and that's going to be the case. But we do see value running back the Awelix.
And with the Wheelix run back, everybody's locked in. Everybody's ready to go. Get your mental ready. Grab a Red Bull. Go to the bathroom because this is going to be another crazy game, I am sure. We'll be right back in the Smite Draft League with more from Eclipse and Sanctified.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Pull another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes lit, but not a single fuck left to give. I could explode, I feel like gasoline when you're mad at me. Lit a match in the wind, so I'm asking please. I try to cope, Go through the motions, no, I got a noose around my throat. Fuck, I love you, but I know that I should let you go. Situations got me pressed and I'm on overload. I'm on overload, so another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back.
Buckle up, I hope you're ready, because Game 1 could not have been any crazier. Game 2 is ready to go. Buffs are in, and Tegveer did not miss the basic this time, Cosmic.
Yeah,
and let's do it!
I was clapping for that one behind the mic. I was saying I was going to miss it. Is he going to miss it? I was watching very carefully. He did wait a second, perhaps, really ensuring that he can't miss that one. Doesn't want to get called out twice in one set. So glad to see Eclipse already improving from game number 1. This might just make the difference. That might be big enough.
Are you like watching on your tiptoes because you just know they're gonna fight at any second too?
Yeah, I mean, like we might see like a 3-minute freaking Blink Agni rotation or something.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's touch on relics. No Blink mid this time from ChubbyOstrich on the Chang'e. Not going too crazy there. And we've got non-selfish relics out of the support, so things are pretty much back to normal. Damage coming across the map. ChubbyOstrich very low, has to back up. Solo lane pressured out is BeanSoupBob. Duo lane, things are calm. And I gotta touch on everything in games like this because I'm gonna blink and miss something.
Certainly, I mean, Chubby did plenty of blinking.
BeanSoupBob was able to survive everything in game 1. Can he survive the damage here? Does have the movement speed from Wing Shard, and that's gonna be enough to get away from xNexamiss. Tegveer runs into Valyouuu out by green buff on Chaos side. Valyouuu gets away. Man, they're not going to let us think, Cosmic.
They certainly aren't, and I just want to touch it briefly. Both men builds going for the Conduit Chronos Pendant build. It is a good build. I do like to see it. Ooh.
Valyouuu very deep, looking for the damage onto Sleepy. Tegveer around the corner, waiting for Valyouuu to overstep, and overstep he did. Tegveer with the pre-beads onto Valyouuu. One basic attack will clean it up, and ChubbyOstrich gets caught out, taking a bunch of poke. But Tegveer doesn't have an opening to dive in. So that'll be one death. First blood goes the way of Eclipse. And we're right back where we left off.
Absolutely. 2 minutes in, already some nice action. And also, as you said, interrupting me, not letting me think. I like the I like the Conduit build. I think it's a little bit better on Baba Yaga here. Generally, I think I prefer the Sansa time. Oh, beautiful pull!
Who does pulls like that at full health? Why don't my supports do that? Oh yeah, I'm like Copper 5. Found my explanation. But nasty pull there from Hapn. Poked out is the mid-jungle combo of Eclipse. They could not contest the Harpies that time. And there's another pull on the control. Jingwei in. I don't know why. I guess I shouldn't be shocked, maybe, at this point. But yeah, a lot of pressure for the blue side.
He did hit it off the Uller Axe, to be fair. So credit towards AceConcept there. Hitting a clean axe, getting a nice bit of pressure. And now again,
there's a pull on Leslord out of tower. AceConcept doesn't have the mana for the follow-up abilities, though. Other side of the map, we had a blue buff invade that was not saved by Tegveer. So both sides of the map, unlucky circumstance for Eclipse.
Certainly. Teg, tried his best to get that, but Hapn is now getting aggressive.
Doesn't care he's alone. AceConcept does not have the mana to fall up, but it's not going to stop Hapn, who is just hanging out behind the tier 1 tower. Oh. Hapn is a man on a mission for that purple buff. Could not find it. BeanSoupBob caught out between two, xNexamiss and Valyouuu. Cavalry charge comes out of BeanSoupBob. Valyouuu was falling low, but they could not find it, and BeanSoupBob going to get away just in the nick of time there.
I'm sleepy. Valyouuu dropping low, able to jump over the wall.
Valyouuu jumps away, gets to safety just in time. xNexamiss and Sleepy run into each other. Duo lane fight broke out. CtrlAltIEat had to fall back. Still where we are. Valyouuu gets away safely. AceConcept finds a kill onto Leslord, surely sacrificing his own life for his ADC life. Back to solo again, and BeanSoupBob and Tegveer are ganging up on xNexamiss. The damage is going to be enough this time, but will BeanSoupBob survive it? Tegveer says yes. BeanSoupBob says my kill, thank you, and Guan Yu falls down.
He wants his blue buff now, but Valyouu's here. Full HP. Scares him away. So not losing quite as much as they could have if they gotten that. But now Eclipse up 3-0. Definitely a little bit in their favor. But they're grouping up these minions, and CtrlAltIEat is here. Ults. Doesn't
Does
even
not get it. AceConcept gets the shield buff, and that should be enough for safety. Hapn could be caught out sacrificing here, but oh my god! Go forward! Come on back! And now Control and Leslord want the kill on to Hapn, but they can't find it quite yet. Hapn using the Bastion to stay safe, and it's gonna work. And the pull hits! Beads comes out! Beads is down! Tegveer's coming over! There's the piercing moonlight, piercing through the soul of CtrlAltIEat. He falls down. Leslord next up, and Tegveer's not done yet. The cow traps will be enough for AceConcept to clean up the kill onto Leslord, and that's 2 more kills for Eclipse.
5-0 now at 5 minutes. It's a kill a minute on the side of Eclipse, and no members of Eclipse have died either. Definitely feeling good coming from last game, as big losses that was might turn this into a 3-0. Definitely, they're definitely leading towards that way, getting a nice bit, about 1,500 gold lead already 5 minutes in, and if they can keep up this pressure, keep up this lead, then I think it's going to be likely to see an Eclipse being in control of this game and potentially leading to their victory. And I think it's just because you said, they're just playing to their strengths. They're playing aggressive comp, very dive heavy comp with Tsukiyomi, Uller. But now BeanSoupBob potentially in some trouble, but
that's why you got the umbrella ring, baby.
Easily
gets him away
avoiding
plenty of time. Valyouuu runs into Tegveer over by the blue buff, and Tegveer is doing big numbers. Valyouuu with the feather step over. Tegveer wants to fight and is doing damage with the piercing moonlight. Does not find a home. It does find a home, enough for the kill for Tegveer, and Tegveer looks at xNexamiss. Tegveer is a madman. Considered going to solo lane after the 1v1 found the kill. Pull off the mark from Hapn there, Sleepy and Leslord. Bit of blows traded. Leslord got the worst of it. 1v1 in duo between AceConcept and CtrlAltIEat. AceConcept not getting the better so far. CtrlAltIEat looking for damage, but has to get past the minions, and he does it! Finds the kill onto AceConcept. It's a solo kill.
Man, like... Oh my god. Okay.
I got nothing. I got nothing for that one. They're still not done. Tegveer finds Valyouuu again. Valyouuu just got back, and Tegveer's already diving in. And Valyouuu says, all right, you got me this time. Falls down to Tegveer.
I mean, the breaks is just not a word in these teams' dictionaries. I mean, they're just going. Even if Sanctified are behind a little bit, Control just taking the 1v1s and even able to winning one. It seemed like Ace was just sitting in like 9 minions or something, and Control was still just hitting him. Like, I understand like the Jing Wei 2 makes the AoE autos, but those don't last very long. He was definitely hitting him through those minions very impressively, to say the least.
I'm running out of things to say for these two teams. I mean, this game doesn't feel close, but we saw it game 1. Sanctified is prepared to answer anything Eclipse has. Can they do it this time? 3 rotating over. Hapn and AceConcept against the world, but look who's waiting around the side. It's Tegveer. Control was falling low before Tegveer's even gotten there, and AceConcept finds the kill with the arrow from afar. AceConcept down to half health, but 2-man knock-up from the Wrath of Terror around the corner, waiting for more. Valyouuu runs into Tegveer again. Valyouu's least favorite thing is Tegveer on the Tsukiyomi. Falls down again. Rampage for Tegveer. Leslord, only one to survive. And if you're Eclipse, I think this is time to start pushing that Gold Fury.
For sure. Great picks, great amount of pressure there. CtrlAltIEat is ulting back in, but I don't think they have the potential to step up to this 5-0 Tsukiyomi, who does still have ult. Incredible kill potential, and I think this is just a free Gold Fury for Eclipse. ChubbyOstrich is looking, though, but Sleepy standing guard, and yes, Gold Fury falls with absolutely no contest by Sanctified.
Eclipse now taking a more commanding lead than we may have expected. BeanSoupBob with a 2-level lead on xNexamiss over in solo, despite Nex proxying earlier, so nice spot to be in for Vamana. Is taking a lot of damage, though. falling really low. Dashes out, but Valyouu's around the corner.
No ult.
Here comes the Eclipse. BeanSoupBob going to have to use that ultimate. Turns around, doesn't have the mana for ult quite yet, and falls down to Valyouuu. Big kill for the Eclipse to get back in this game.
Yeah, BeanSoupBob had already ulted there. That's why I mentioned no ult.
Oh, thank you. Like I said, I can't look down. I don't have time.
It's okay. It's okay. Now Hapn, they're getting aggressive, trying to answer back, and they might just find a Valyouuu dropping to half. Teague doesn't even need to commit the ult. He's just doing so much damage right now. Decides to go for the Transcendent second. That is
Piercing
pretty
Moonlight going through too, and look at the damage being done to ChubbyOstrich. Tegveer with the pre-beats to get away from Leslord, still chasing down ChubbyOstrich. Getting greedy though, standing in the rain of fire. ChubbyOstrich gets the kill on a Tegveer. Hapn will commit as Sylvanas and will find the kill as Sylvanas. Sleepy and xNexamiss run into each other, and House is enough to get away for now, but Cavalry Charge comes out, a stun misses. Sleepy still alive, has nowhere to go, and now is slowed down. xNexamiss gets a kill on a Sleepy. Hapn and Leslord still duking it out. The BeanSoupBob is rotated in time to find a kill on his support. God!
It's just all over the place, constant action, even here in the dual lane a little bit. But I mean, like, the big takeaway there is that ChubbyOstrich got a nice bounty onto Tegveer. He was 6-0 now. 6-1, so a great amount of gold that ChubbyOstrich got for that shutdown. So Sanctified now in a little bit of position, getting their own foothold a little bit here. I think there's still a bit of a gap that needs to be crossed in the jungle. But I mean, we've seen the potential of Valyouuu on the Eclipse, so there's definitely no reason to count Sanctified out just yet.
Not at all. I mean, game one taught us that Sanctified had the answers. I mentioned that before, where I will look for this game to really be decided is when the Fire Giant fights start, because we saw Sanctified just have a complete dominance over that particular instance. And I think if Sanctified can find that lightning and put it in a bottle, capture it, and use it again, we could see some big damage come off from Sanctified. Hapn got pulled in and caught out, but Rathaterra is enough for safety. Same cannot be said for CtrlAltIEat. Falls down. AceConcept gets some credit, but Tegveer did some damage there on the Tsukuyomi, continuing the theme. And man, Cosmic, look at these charts.
Wow, that's already like 10, 11 minutes in. Big gold lead, 4.7k, 5k XP lead, very big. Sleepy taking a lot of damage now. ChubbyOstrich dashing in. House.
Getting aggressive. Cavalry Charge, piercing Moonlight. Everyone's pressing their ultimate button, and Verdilo, that is 4. BeanSoupBob gets a kill on a ChubbyOstrich. Pull in onto xNexamiss. AceConcept's on a killing spree on the rotation to the mid lane, and that's 5 members of Eclipse here, and they're going to look for Pyromancer. I almost got scared they could consider Fire Giant, but they turned for Pyro, and Valyouuu just has no interest whatsoever.
12 minutes in might be a little ambitious for the Fire. I think that with the right lead, you can do it a little bit earlier. 15, 16 minute mark. I've seen that happen even in my ranked games. But just not quite. 12 minutes, you're pushing it a little. Unless you're getting like a Deicide or something, and your ADC is like hyper fed and can just shred it down.
I wouldn't put it past them at the same time, though. I mean, I think back, you and I cast a game number 2 of Premier Finals last season, and they did that. They won a random fight by purple buff on Order side and said, screw it, let's end the game, and ran at the Titan at like 22 minutes. So anything can happen in these Godlike games.
I mean, you said it best. I mean, we've been seeing some of the most insane things this set, just proving that to be true. And I mean, just what more is there to talk about? Might be talking about BeanSoupBob going down. Does have ult though. Doesn't have enough mana to cast it.
Doesn't look like it. Going to use that mana for the dash, and they're going to commit hard. Valyouuu underneath the tower. BeanSoupBob has the level advantage, but it doesn't mean squat here. Tegveer runs into Valyouuu, and payback will be delivered from Tegveer. Once again, finding a kill on the Valyouuu. Tsukuyomi is currently a menace for Eclipse. AceConcept looking for the 1v1 with CtrlAltIEat once again. Leaving the minions up. Piercing Moonlight comes through on xNexamiss. Does work under the tower. Happens here for the ride. Knock up, not good. Assault got them through it, but Nex will fall down to Tegveer regardless. Oh man, AceConcept jumps in with the late beads.
Oh.
There's the beads from Control. Dashes in and Control solos Ace again on the Jingwei. After AceConcept with the jump in, beads just a little bit off the mark. If he was able to beads the knockup, it could have gone a bit different, but Control got the better of him that time.
Yeah, this dual lane fight has been very back and forth, it seems. Control definitely getting some nice kills despite AceConcept leading a little bit in levels now with 1 stack on the Rage, going for a more traditional ADC build in Furging way as opposed to that very cheeky but sneaky Jingwei build. Definitely working out a little bit, despite a little bit of a hiccup in the early game. The 1v1s are definitely seemingly going in the way of CtrlAltIEat, as long as there isn't some cheeky jungler or something always ruining the fight.
But the knockup was off the mark for Valyouuu. They're still hanging out, looking for AceConcept. Dash in from CtrlAltIEat. Valyouuu is yet to commit, and Piercing Moonlight is still on the table, so Control is going to back up. Here comes that Moonlight, and goodbye, Control. Valyouuu now just looking for the escape. The pole's off the mark, but Valyouuu has not jumped yet, so Hapn and Tegveer are going to full commit for this. AceConcept's coming the back way. Hapn and Tegveer split the other 2 directions, and Valyouu's got nowhere to go. There's the pre-beads, but the root is not out yet. Root comes out. There's the jump. 4 members on the rotation for Valyouuu. It's Valyouuu against the world, and Sleepy gets the kill. Tier 1 tower sure to fall. BeanSoupBob's proxy in mid. Everything is going the way of Eclipse.
It sure is. 20-6 now, 15 minutes. An incredible gold lead. This is we're having a moment here.
What else can you do when you run into support a solo in that particular moment? Prima Fury's getting pulled. They're walking it in circles while BeanSoupBob keeps everybody busy, and we know BeanSoupBob won't die doing that. We saw that in game number 1. ChubbyOstrich is a different story, falling down to Tegveer. Goodbye, Agni. Hello, Leslord. Tegveer looking for a double kill. Can he find it with the Piercing Moonlight? Yes, he will. Double kill for the Tsukuyomi.
Gosh, I mean, he's just so unstoppable now. He's just way too strong. 11-1. Meanwhile, Valyouuu, unfortunately, 2-7 now. Even now, Fire Giant's very real possibility. Maybe they would prefer the safety of a few more kills. Definitely just go over the safe option here. I wasn't saying like they should go for the Fire Giant right at this moment. I'm just saying that they would have the capability of taking it if they had the opportunity to.
I mean, if you're Sanctified, Cosmic, what can you even attempt to do? I mean, sure, the win condition can be we got to kill the Tsukuyomi, but at that point, how?
Yeah, I think you're just gonna need to hold on by any straws that you can. Let Control get a little bit more fed up, farm up, and just chunk out some damage from whenever Tsukuyomi dives in. Just backliners peeling for themselves while Nexamis trying to make as much space as he can. I mean, you just gotta play Smite at the end of the day. It's not just some simple cut and dry thing that you can do to come back from this. If Eclipse doesn't make mistakes, then they're simply going to win this one at this stage. It has to be a mistake for Eclipse to make. Sanctified can play so perfectly, it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, Tsukuyomi is just going to Piercing Moonlight.
But gets caught out. Cosmic was saying they could make a mistake. Maybe that's a mistake. Tegveer falling low. Nexamis is going to commit on a Tegveer to keep the Tsukuyomi out of the fight. Meanwhile, Sanctified takes the fight by the speed buff in their own side of the map, but do not find any picks there, so Tegveer still alive. Nexamis committing hard, will find it on the dash forward. Now Sanctified is here for the backup, and AceConcept was falling low. BeanSoupBob, Hapn, and Sleepy are deep in. AceConcept going to get caught out by Valyouuu. There's a blink forward from Valyouuu. Stun gets beads, pre-Aegis from AceConcept. Arrows come down. BeanSoupBob found a kill and CtrlAltIEat. Valyouuu still had ultimate up. Gonna find a kill on AceConcept. BeanSoupBob needs one hit onto Leslord. Gonna find it underneath the tower. Double kill for the Vamana. Tier 2 tower. Gonna fall down. BeanSoupBob has no way out. I don't know if BeanSoupBob can get out of this one, Cosmic. We saw some. Oh my God! No
Okay,
way!
okay.
Will the stun hit? The stun hits.
Dude, I was
BeanSoupBob
about to lose.
gonna fall down. Take
My
the easy
crap,
way
dude.
out.
Oh my god. Now, going for that teleport was honestly Giga Chad.
Oh my God.
Honestly, Giga Chad. That would have. I would have had to get up and walk around a little bit if he got out of that one. I mean, like we're seeing.
I was stun locked.
The tier 2 was still up. BeanSoupBob's out here diving Phoenix, going around. I mean, I thought it was bad when he like was on a wild goose chase around tier 2. As he said, no, we're doing the Phoenix this time. We're one up in it.
It only got worse from there.
It did.
Man, crazy game so far. Player damage charts tell a big story, and that story is from Tsukuyomi. AceConcept up there, 13k. And then Sanctified starts to roll in. I think the big thing for Sanctified is you're starting to see Eclipse play a little bit. They're definitely playing a little bit hyper aggressive here, definitely looking for kills. We saw that when BeanSoupBob was backing a fountain. So maybe Sanctified can find an opening there, but not if you're going to fall down to AceConcept. ChubbyOstrich falls quickly. Jump down. Tegveer gets credit for the kill on a Leslord. Tier 2 tower going to fall. And you can look across the map. Everybody's starting to back for Sanctified. Eclipse just has things on lock.
Certainly do. They're, maybe a little slip up there on the left side, but ultimately not quite enough to make a difference. They were able to get the tier 2, able to get the tier 2 in mid. They're still in control of it. And I mean, CtrlAltIEat just not able to deal the damage that his team needs. Actually, maybe he is.
Now it's coming through, but Big Baby is coming out, seeing what he can do. BeanSoupBob cannot take on 3, however, and Valyouuu gets credit for the kill. Control was able to survive. Tegveer coming around the back and sees an opening, and that opening is Control. Piercing Moonlight, looking for the Jingwei. Airstrike's already down. Jingwei still alive for now, but the Caltrips find the kill. Tegveer stuns 2. Valyouuu gonna fall if he steps in the Caltrips, but he doesn't see the one on the side. Doesn't need anyway. Double kill for Tegveer. Still alive, falls down to xNexamiss, but saved the Oni Fury.
2 for 2. Definitely something Sanctified isn't too upset about, just given the lead that Eclipse has. Tegveer, obviously, very valuable target to be had. Now Sanctified going for more. I don't think it's the wrong call, but now with Sleepy and Ace being able to pump out tons and tons of damage, they're going back for Oni Fury. It's dropping at a reasonable pace.
xNexamiss just jumping around, waiting to see if an opening will show itself. Oni Fury going to fall down to Eclipse. Now they're going to look for xNexamiss. Hapn's going to lead the way. AceConcept and Sleepy in tow. And there's a jump forward from AceConcept. They really want this Valyouuu. River's Rebuke, seeing what it can do. And Sanctified may turn the tables in this fight. Could this be the mistake, or will it be turned on its head? Hapn cannot escape the clutches of Jingwei. Falls down to CtrlAltIEat. Sleepy going to find a kill onto xNexamiss. So 1-for-1 trade in all of that, when it looked like Sanctified may have had their first opening to really clean house.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm shocked too. It's okay, Cosmic.
A lot is happening. I mean, it's definitely different.
Oh man, here we go again. BeanSoupBob ready to take on the world, but even a Big Baby cannot take on 3 members of Sanctified. Falls down to Valyouuu. And we talked a lot about Tegveer early on and Valyouuu falling behind, but Valyouuu quickly catching up. Level 20, 5 kills online. Builds the real difference between the two of them, but Valyouuu is scratching and clawing his way back up.
Certainly are. I think, Sanctified has done a good job, getting 3 members of Eclipse to lose their Fire Giant buff. Very strong. However, it's not stopping Eclipse. I mean, there's still W King here looking for the Phoenix Siege. It's all tier 2s are down. I think Sanctified are definitely in a position to defend it. They've been, as you said, clawing back a little bit with the right plays.
Ooh, Valyouuu almost got caught out there. Was looking for the flank on AceConcept, but couldn't quite find it. Looks like Eclipse going to try to buy their time on sieging this Phoenix.
Definitely. I mean, Agni is just kind of one of those gods who can really just sit back and just lob tons and tons of damage and that's what you need when you're defending the Phoenix, and we're seeing that coming out. Some stuns being afforded, and just not a lot of space being made by Eclipse here. They're not really able to go for the siege.
AceConcept, Purification Beads coming through clutch for the Uller there. BeanSoupBob about to arrive. Maybe this will be the opening for Eclipse. Cosmic as they hang out outside the Phoenix. Hapn steps forward. There's a blink through from BeanSoupBob. River's Rebuke going to cut off the big baby from the rest of the squad, however. And BeanSoupBob's dropping down quick. Has to get out of there quickly. There was some good damage done, and Sleepy gets caught for the kill onto Leslord. xNexamiss, the controller, also low. Phoenix being looked at. AceConcept gets bursted down, but he can delete that Phoenix pretty quick. CtrlAltIEat gonna look for the kill on AceConcept. Runs into a Tegveer though and can't find the kill. xNexamiss gonna cavalry charge in and look and see what he can do. Sleepy down to half health. Valyouuu finds BeanSoupBob. AceConcept in the back. Tegveer goes in deep, looking for control. Sleepy finds a crit on it. Valyouuu. Tegveer gets CtrlAltIEat. ChubbyOstrich falls down and the cow trips. And Tegveer is gonna double kill, triple kill for Tegveer. And Eclipse gets the deicide, and that's going to be a victory for Eclipse. And guess what? After all the chaos, we're going to a game 3. Man, we'll be right back on the desk and try to figure out what in the hell we're going to see in game number 3.
Cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here.
Welcome back. I told you to get your Red Bull and get yourself up at the start of game number 2. And it looks like it paid off, because now we're going to game number 3. Cosmic, let's quickly talk through what we saw here in game number 2 and what we expect to see in game 3. I'll go first. I think you ban Tsukuyomi.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, if target bans I think
it's worth
the
it.
way we're wanting to go. No, I agree completely. You know, you banned out the Shangan, now they need to ban out the Tsukuyomi, because he's like it was a completely different game. I mean, it was 15-minute shorter, quicker victory for Eclipse. That being said, the vibe of the game was absolutely no different at all. It was insanely chaotic. BeanSoupBob was just chilling in the backline the whole game. I mean, it was almost
this game's making me a BeanSoupBob stan.
It was just a shorter version of game number 1, obviously in favor of Eclipse this time. It felt like just couldn't quite get as much value, Sanctified that is, with this draft as they could their last draft. Obviously not quite as much knockups for Valyouuu to get value out of his ult. Pun obviously intended. That wasn't very hard to do or impressive. But anyway, so again, well, I said, you know, last time it was a Eclipse draft that might have been their downfall. I think Sanctified, while having a decent draft, there's definitely some improvements that I'd like to see that might make for a very intense and competitive game number 3.
I think you said it best, and I think we have a lot to look forward to in game number 3. And all I'm going to say is Tsukuyomi, not a bad character right now, and there's comfort, and then there's like lounging on your couch on Sunday watching football with Cheetos and belly rolls comfort, and that is Tegveer on Tsukuyomi. So I'm looking for that to be wiped off and completely not an option. But we'll see. I am not on these teams. I'm just casting it, and we'll be right back on the Smite Draft League.
Drink to cope, it's an issue, okay. New Year's Day, so now it's a new me. Tell me why I'm so fucking lonely. I don't know why you won't love me the same. Drive into the night, I miss you sleeping. Where did you go? As soft as you're breathing, you left me alone. And I miss the late nights, I drink to cope, it's an issue, okay. New Year's Day, so now it's a new me. Tell me why I'm so fucking lonely. I don't know why you won't love me the same. Drive into the night, I miss you sleeping.
Hello and welcome back to the Smite Draft League. I hope you are ready because this game is bound to be chaotic. I'm Anthony Malum. Cosmic Warrior is still trucking alongside me. And I'm not seeing a Tsukiyomi ban, Cosmic.
So they banned the Baba Yaga over Tsukiyomi. Interesting. Can't say that's where I would focus it. I mean, I think the match results spoke for itself, so to speak. 17-3 last game. Tsukiyomi was absolutely insane. We do see them going back to this Chiron, which I do like. Wasn't banned out this time. Something that they can pick, something control. Obviously, very comfortable on and played very well in game number 1.
Yeah, for sure.
There it is.
Oh, man. I was going to say, if it doesn't get picked here, it's not making it through, and it was insta-locked. So we got to deal with it again. I mean, look, there's a lot that can be said about snowballing, getting ahead, all these kinds of things. Getting fed is a thing. But you cannot deny comfort, and I'm just worried for Sanctified that Tsukiyomi might just be a lot to handle. I do expect that since they let it through, Sanctified's a smart team. I expect them to pick in a way to try to handle Tsukiyomi, and I'm not sure what that's going to entail entirely yet, but I would be shocked to see them not try to build their comp around controlling what they dealt with last time.
Yeah, I don't know much specifics about Fenrir versus Tsukiyomi matchup. I don't think it's incredibly great for Fenrir just because Tsukiyomi can get away with going Bees and Aegis, not having to go the Blink just because his ultimate practically acts as a Blink on top of the damage. So I don't know if that's the greatest matchup, but maybe Valyouu's just really strong Fenrir and can just sort of match the pressure that Tsukiyomi's providing. All right. I just want to briefly talk about Nike. I think BeanSoupBob just likes picking bad gods. That's what I've determined. All the gods
I think BeanSoupBob likes being unkillable.
Kind of bad. I mean, all right, fair. I'll give you that. That is a consistent thing with all the picks that he's made. But yeah, they're definitely not the highest meta gods that we've seen. Actually, on the other side though, it is a Cerberus solo. That's definitely interesting. We've seen Guardian solos do well with Tablet of Destinies and Warrior's Axe. But you
has
haven't
been a minute
seen,
though.
You haven't seen the Cerberus in a while. In the soloing, it's just to see how Nexamiss pilots this and how much value it really gets for his team. Definitely some potential there, some beads burning, and just tons of damage that's capable of being pumped out. So I do like to see it.
ADC is still being considered from Eclipse here. I mean, I almost feel like a psycho for even mentioning it, but with how much damage, Ullr's going to be locked in. Just to finish my thought, I was going to say I almost would like to see a Poseidon lock in from AceConcept for the ADC role, because it would have fit their team style, but nope, it's going to be the Ullr, and looking to see if it's going to be swapped. Still no swap, so we could have an interesting dynamic here from the dual lane. We'll have to see as we get in game. We'll see you in game number 3. We'll be right back in the Smite Draft League. There's the last second switch, so get ready for more Tsukiyomi.
I don't wanna feel as cold as the winter. Let me sink into your bedroom floor. Lovely how lonely we are together. Crazy how I hold on for a little more. Drive into the so now it's a new me. Tell me why I'm so fucking lonely. I don't know why you won't love me the same. Drive into the night, I miss you sleeping. Where did you go? As soft as you're breathing, you left me alone. And I miss the late nights, so where did you go? Cause you were my safe ride, now I drive alone. I miss you sleeping, as soft as you're breathing, you left me alone. I miss the late nights, cause you were my safe ride, now I drive alone. I miss you sleeping, where did you go? As soft as you're breathing, you left me alone. And
Get ready. Get set. Buffs are here. Let's do it.
Sanctified now on the other side. Now Eclipse on the chaos side. You know, it's just, I mean, the games have absolutely. It's true. This game has been absolute chaos. Excited to see how the set finally fleshes out. I think I'm really, of course, looking towards Tegveer on this Tsukiyomi. He was an absolute powerhouse last game from it was like 2 or 3 minutes in when he first started getting going and just did not stop since. So
I mean, how
gonna
could
be
you
a source
not,
of content.
Right? It's actually insane what we saw game number 2 and control. Oh, nice use of Giddy Up there to get away from that. That could have been really bad for that Chiron.
Certainly could have been, but yeah, just using the knockup immunity very, very effectively.
Oh, that's not going to be fun for xNexamiss to deal with in this lane. Expect the spit to be maxed here for this Cerberus.
Yeah, gonna be annoying, but I think, you know, with Cerberus, the main thing is you're using that. Like, of course, you want it's great for the wave clears, particularly in solo, but you're kind of also using it just to jump in, get those souls, and then just clear them all very quickly. With that to get the nice little burst heal. So it can't
Don't worry,
stop
it was
that.
scaring me too.
I was like, you know, I'm trying to talk, but like, you know, Tegveer is Tegveer.
yeah, for sure. And you know, credit to Valyouuu. That was well played. The up down jump could have actually spelled a lot of trouble for Tegveer, and Tegveer backstepped it, which created the space for Valyouuu to get away. So well played, a good response there. Nice spit on the mark there. Tegveer chasing down Valyouuu, looking to do some work. ChubbyOstrich did hit with Tornado. Valyouuu gonna jump in to Tegveer and Sleepy. Brutalize away, not enough. First blood for Tegveer on the Tsukiyomi.
And that is not who you want first blood to go to if you are a fan of Sanctified, because I mean, we've seen him work with a first blood. We all saw game number 2, so we know what he can do with a lead on Tsukiyomi, and we know he's not going to be on the back foot at any point during this game. It's just going to be go, 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 and I got to say, I'm all here for it. Now, xNexamiss getting a bit of pressure in the lane here against BeanSoupBob. He's having to drop back, go for that blue buff. We was able to clear a little bit quicker here, but Valyouuu actually here, but doesn't seem like he quite spotted it out.
Thought about it just slightly too long, I think.
Maybe. Wasn't sure if he was quite able to see it from that angle in the jungle. Maybe just in the fog of war a tiny bit. Spots it just at the last second. Now, xNexamiss, first person to tick over to level 5.
3 minutes, and it's been. I mean, I know there's a first blood, but this is way too calm for these two teams. I'm already getting nervous. That the spider senses are tingling.
Certainly, pressure is building up, and it is going to burst out eventually. Tegveer is on the left side, not very close to the dual lane, but we might see something coming eventually, something to keep an eye out on. But yeah, very tame.
5.
Very tame as far as the set is concerned. I mean, we saw an absolutely insane game number 1, a very decisive game number 2, and now things are a little bit mellow, at least respective to those games.
Tsukiyomi did back and pick up Jotun's and has Piercing Moonlight online. Fenrir, not quite at Jotun's yet, has Ragnarok, so we'll see if this is going to be a gank for Tegveer. River's Rebuke comes out. The Eclipse is going to get aggressive in the dual lane here. Master Fisherman does hit Hapn, so that'll be a tower shot onto the Emoja, and Valyouu's rotating over will be met by Tegveer. Blink in from Valyouuu. There's a jump on a Hapn. Ragnarok comes out, picks up Hapn, going to bring him towards his team. Tegveer is around. Damage coming out to Valyouuu quickly. AceConcept finds a kill in the CtrlAltIEat. Piercing Moonlight going to find Valyouuu, and it's 2 kills for Eclipse somehow in that fight.
Yeah,
maybe even more. I thought Leslord was going to get out, but no, it's a double kill for Tegveer. 3 kills already for the Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, Tegveer's now 3-0. I mean, the game is practically wraps at this point. They didn't want to ban the Tsukiyomi. They banned the Baba Yaga instead, and they're paying the price for it. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said this, but it is absolutely speaking for itself. Eclipse now up 4 kills, and we know what Eclipse is capable of doing. All right, now Ace is using those minions effectively, putting out some of that poke.
Hey, I always talk about it. I harp on little mechanics. That was a gross little mechanic. Hapn and Sleepy on the rotation to the Soul Lane to help out their BeanSoup brethren. And also, look who's lurking. It's Tegveer and the Tsukiyomi. Valyouuu gets brought back in and is taking a lot of poke very quickly. Spirit of the Nine Winds comes out, does hit BeanSoup Bob, but didn't kill him. Tegveer did kill Valyouuu. So that's going to be 4 kills already for the Tsukiyomi at the 5-minute mark. Tsukiyomi already putting in work. Leslord, Solar Swing down on the Tegveer, trying to slow down the Tsukiyomi, but xNexamiss and Leslord both still looking at it. Tegveer out of mana. That should be enough to stop the Tsukiyomi for now. ChubbyOstrich will hang around lightly. We'll just get some poke on Hapn. Hapn could potentially stay too long here, however. Leslord with the up-down on the Solar Swing. xNexamiss going to chase all the way to the Pyromancer Den. Hapn down low. Hapn going to fall down to xNexamiss. So the persistence was worth it for Sanctified as they get themselves on the board.
Yeah, on the board now. I think Leslord was perfectly saving his 1 for whenever Hapn tried to 3 away, because it seemed like he went through but didn't really go anywhere, which is exactly what happens when you have your Maui 1 on somebody and they try to go through your emoji thing. They just don't really they don't go very far, at least. So really, you were saying small mechanics, great knowledge of matchup and just how to like sort of min-max your CC by Leslord. Very, very great display there.
AceConcept pushed up a little far. Leslord was peeking around Valyouuu as well, but just not quite the opening they feel comfortable going with here. And AceConcept is as confident as a player could possibly be on Ullr. Leslord letting AceConcept, he knows that as well. Peeking back over the mid lane, and Valyouuu is getting poked out by Tegveer, but Tegveer is not too crazy ahead yet. We'll see if... I don't think Tegveer is diving under Tier 1 tower at 7 minutes quite yet. Will run into Leslord. Happens around the corner, but I'm not sure if there's going to be too much opportunity here. I mean, the poke was pretty crazy onto Leslord. AceConcept looking for the 1v1 with CtrlAltIEat, gets a stun across. Combo going to be good as well. Tegveer and Hapn are lurking, but Control was playing off the tower well. Eclipse is waiting to make something happen here. It's just a matter of if Sanctified is going to fall for it.
Ooh, Landfall not quite able to connect with Concept, but now ChubbyOstrich
caught out a Piercing Moonlight. It's enough for the kill. It's a rampage for Tegveer. And just as we said it, Sanctified walked into the trap that was being laid out by Eclipse. And I'd be careful here back in their faces. I wouldn't be surprised if Eclipse did dive here if I'm Sanctified. I mean, I know you kind of want that, but at the same time, it's risky. BeanSoupBob and xNexamiss still duking it out in solo. The spit not going to hit on the landing on BeanSoupBob. Dual lane time. Shell comes out for control, and Leslord, they need it because AceConcept is blowing them up. Tegveer is rotating around the side. Masterful shot, not enough for the kill quite yet, and Tegveer going to run it down for control. Centaurus through the wall, but Tegveer found him first. After the shots come out, control falls down to Tegveer. 6 kills for Tsukiyomi.
I mean, 6 out of 7 of his team's kills, and he's the one you want them on right now. We know exactly what he's capable of achieving, and at 9 minutes, Eclipse comfortably going for the Gold Fury. They're definitely in the position to do so, and as you said, despite all the constant fighting and saying damage, BeanSoupBob doesn't die here ever. They're still finding opportunities to go for these objectives, valuing them, understanding the timers, and playing really, really well despite how chaotic and aggressive you see them be, which is a little bit different from, say, SPL, where it's a little bit more tamed, a little more relaxed. But they're still playing good Smite, good Conquest Smite, getting Gold Furies, getting Pyromancers, and just prioritizing objectives despite all of the madness. I mean, it sounds like a broken record here because we've been saying that the last 2 games, but just really, really great understanding by Godlike, and they're having fun while doing it.
I think that was the longest you've been able to talk for the last two hours. For a second, I got nervous that something was happening we couldn't see, but no, things are just calm for the moment. Eclipse is definitely taking advantage of their lead. They're putting a lot of pressure across the map in the jungle and otherwise, but no fights for the moment. Valyouuu and Sleepy may change that here in the moment. There's a lot of interest on the dual lane side, but Tegveer is looking at solo, and xNexamiss is half health and pushed up. Dual lane side, AceConcept jumps on the CtrlAltIEat, does not find a stun, does not find the damage. Tegveer does gank in solo, gonna find a kill onto xNexamiss, just a matter of when. And there it is, unstoppable for the Tsukuyomi. Dual lane side, River's Rebuke comes out, but it's not enough for Hapn to survive. Valyouuu falls down to the Fenrir. ChubbyOstrich is around his side looking for Sleepy, but AceConcept and Sleepy do have enough damage to at least survive this 2v4. If they could buy enough time for Tegveer to get here, it's a different story. Some poke comes out and ChubbyOstrich. Valyouuu luckily escapes the damage. Shield buff secured from Sanctified, but look at Eclipse. Not phased by this. In fact, they're going in on CtrlAltIEat. There's a jump forward from AceConcept. The stun, and Sleepy gets the kill onto the Chiron. Now they've bought enough time for Tegveer. Piercing Moonlight comes through onto Valyouuu. Down goes the Fenrir. Tegveer stuck under the tower. Does use the beads and is still fighting. Avoids the landfall. Still hanging out of the tower line. AceConcept finds a kill on ChubbyOstrich. AceConcept finds a double kill onto Leslord.
I can't help but feel like that was an unfortunately very sloppy interaction by Sanctified. I mean, they had the numbers advantage starting that fight, and they just kind of got separated. Like, they didn't get separated, they just separated themselves against a Merlin who can just, like, absolutely pump out damage from afar. But they'd spread out so much that he'd gotten away with just blinking in. Merlin should almost never get away with blinking in, especially when the advantage is not in their favor. So, yeah, just a bit of a misplay by Sanctified, and just the mistakes you can't make when you're already behind. You need to be playing at your absolute best when you want to come back, and you need to not open even more doors for the enemy team like we just saw them do. So, yeah, unfortunate misplay.
10k down in all departments, as you saw, combined. So not looking good right now for Sanctified, but we know, just from the pure chaos, there could be an opening for them as we get further in this game. So keep your eyes open for any mistake from Eclipse, because Sanctified will be waiting to capitalize. Small fight almost broke out by the Oracles, but no interest right now. AceConcept got low, but Tegveer is here for defense with the ADC, and CtrlAltIEat may be caught out. Does giddy up past, but Tegveer, unfazed, goes into the tower, kills the tower on the way through. Piercing Moonlight, looks for CtrlAltIEat, finds 1 kill. Divine now for the Tsukuyomi. Ragnarok comes through, but can't find him! He got looped through back to Hapn! Sanctified cannot catch a break.
Oh, that would have been like the one thing that might have just not have dumped this game into the toilet. He didn't have his beads. Oh, okay. Hapn does get pulled back in. Lots
Tegveer's
of hold
waiting
down
around the side. Comes back over the wall. Leslord gets some poke out. Gonna fall down to Tegveer. What? Unreal. Spare the 9 wins. Hits Hapn. Tegveer still fighting in the 1v2, but now it's a 3v3 as reinforcements have arrived and Tegveer still fighting. Sleepy kills one. Tegveer kills the other. Immortal now in the Tsukuyomi.
14 minutes in, Tegveer's 11-0. We just witnessed murder, highway robbery, all of the above. There's a criminal in these games, and he's getting away with it. They need to do something.
Unreal. Sleepy flickers through, looking for control, but
Okay.
does tank the tower.
All
Aegis comes out. AceConcept doesn't have an opening. Centaurus comes out. Can he juke
no
all
way.
3?
Ain't no way.
No way! He
Ain't no
does
way.
it! Fine
Okay,
time for Flicker,
okay.
but you cannot
Thank
juke a
God.
big circle. Welcome to Smite.
Thank God.
Sleepy falls down. AceConcept was waiting to see if Chiron poke out. Does run into Leslord. Enough for AceConcept to begin the retreat. Oh, and by the way, Oni Fury was taken. You know, got to sneak that through because we get no time to look at anything but the action in this game.
I mean, here we are back at the old Pyromancer. I mean, just what? I don't know what I witnessed on the left side. That was just absurd. That should just not be happening in Godlike. This is too insane. Tegveer is just way too
Concept with the
fed.
jump down, finds the kill on the CtrlAltIEat despite falling low in the 1v2. Finds a kill on the Chiron. Could find more with Hapn on the way. Leslord's trying to juke it, but AceConcept's just not missing quite yet. One basic will do it, but who will find
No
the
matter
basic?
though. Uh-oh.
Oh, Landfall brings in
Oh,
AceConcept,
no.
but that brings the axe into Leslord's face, and it's a kill for the Uller. 5 now for AceConcept, not to be outshined by Tegveer.
Certainly not, but yeah. AceConcept's feeling quite good. Can't say the same for ChubbyOstrich.
Falls down to Tegveer.
Another by Tegveer, who is now 1 away from becoming Godlike, and the Godlike division here might just find it onto Valyouuu.
they're gonna look for
Does have
Valyouuu.
Piercing Moonlight.
Ragnarok comes out, piercing moonlight comes through,
And there it is.
Tsukuyomi on Eclipse is Godlike, and Eclipse is all grouped in mid, and they're putting in work already, and Tegveer still diving, level 18, fighting level 13, finds the kill onto the Chiron's double kill for Tegveer. Make it 14 now for the Tsukuyomi. xNexamiss jumps in under the tier 2. Eclipse split 3 and 2 will find the kill onto xNexamiss. Goes to AceConcept. 6 now for the Uller. ChubbyOstrich dares to step outside the Phoenix, but Eclipse now gets a tier 2 tower, and the map is opened up. Eclipse can basically do anything they want.
Yeah, they're looking at this Phoenix at only 16 minutes in. Valyouuu. Oh no, you can't
Gets
be doing
caught
that,
out.
bud.
AceConcept is unstoppable on the Uller. Eclipse, I mean, they almost want to walk away, and Sanctified isn't letting them.
Yeah, the health bars from Eclipse are low. I think they do just take their leave, potentially come back, force a fight on fire. Definitely aren't capable of doing it as now. 23 kills for Eclipse to 4 of Sanctified. Control doing what he can to try to minimize this big gold and XP deficit. 11k gold ahead. Eclipse is Control 3 levels down on to Ace, but that is nothing compared to the difference between Valyouuu and Tegveer. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd. They're just in control of this game. I don't think there's any universe where Sanctified comes back from this.
Not in the next 10 minutes.
Unfortunately, definitely not. And even
Values
then,
might get caught out of the red buff here. Tegveer looking at Ragnarok comes out, but the Piercing Moonlight is the instant response. Valyouuu gonna fall down to Caltrips. 15 kills now for Tegveer on the Tsukuyomi. And with more members of Sanctified lurking and Tegveer hanging out behind a tier 2 tower, it may not be done yet. Leslord down to half health, and that's the opening. BeanSoupBob takes credit for the kill, however. And Leslord falls down. ChubbyOstrich cannot do much aside from try to just touch Tegveer with some abilities, being level 15. Tegveer waiting for ChubbyOstrich, almost half health him. Sleepy goes in on the CtrlAltIEat, trying to bring the Chiron back. AceConcept jumping forward, as we all know AceConcept likes to do. Almost finds the kill, were it not for beads and Aegis. And Eclipse at this point, just hanging out and playing with their food, waiting for Valyouuu on the other side of the wall. They come through. Tegveer gonna look for more.
This is cyberbullying. You can't do that.
Through.
No, oh,
not good, however. So we'll see if this is enough for Sanctified to make a comeback with here. Sphere 9 wins over the wall. Oh! Finds AceConcept. That's a morale boost for Sanctified. They punish the bullying from Eclipse. And they're on the board with 5 kills now to 25 for Eclipse. Valyouuu, though, walking a bit deep on the Tegveer and company. And Tegveer was looking for but couldn't find it. Now caught with just xNexamiss and not interested. Eclipse really just hanging out at this point and kind of could probably break away for objectives. But you know what? They don't want it. Piercing Moonlight comes through, finds CtrlAltIEat. Tegveer finds a double kill with Valyouuu being the one. Not done yet. Tegveer's looking for xNexamiss, and he finds it. Triple kill. Tegveer Tsukuyomi is a force of nature. It's absolutely like an Eclipse. It blacks out the hopes of Sanctified. And now they've got to retreat to their Phoenix at just 19 minutes with Eclipse just hanging out and doing work. The upside is non-existent. But Tegveer may have overplayed his hand. Gets slowed down with the Phoenix. Aegis comes out. He's stuck behind the wall. Gonna try to back. Oh my god! The tornado does hit. And that should be 10k gold of shutdown for ChubbyOstrich.
At least. I mean, 18 kills before he gets his first death of the game. Oh, I mean, just what is there to say? Valyouuu, even building a little bit of defense, it just doesn't even matter, though. Speaking of not mattering, control was the life. Just didn't matter there because it was just gone in half a millisecond. That's the power of Uller. But now, with one death on the 2 hyper carries of Eclipse, the window creaking open a tiny bit. The door is peeking. They're slipping a finger through. It's a long shot. It's a long shot to say the least. But I mean, it's that there's 14,687,000 something realities. There might only be one where Sanctified wins this, but they're gonna play
to their credit, they're fighting and they're finding kills. I mean, that kill there for ChubbyOstrich, that's 2 big kills now for the mid laner. xNexamiss and Hapn, they're catching up. It's been a while for them, just seeing how things are.
Yeah.
xNexamiss like, hey, check out my title. You like my title? And Hapn's like, nah, man, I don't like your title. They don't let them into high res. Anyway, Primal Fury down to half health and dropping quick. Valyouuu gonna look to actually contest it. The jump down. Eclipse does get the Primal Fury. Valyouuu should fall alongside it despite his best efforts. 19 kills now for the Tsukuyomi. Not done quite yet either. Gonna look for more. CtrlAltIEat may be the victim here, but Tegveer walked through the tornado, and you do have to respect ChubbyOstrich's damage right now.
You certainly do. We've seen what he can do with that Spirit of the 9 wins, even from very, very miraculous long shots. Able to keep his Phoenix standing very effectively. I think Eclipse kind of going against what we said a little bit about them just going crazy, but still going for objectives. They've been a little bit deep, perhaps not quite as effective as they could have been with Fire Giant still standing. Hasn't even been looked at, so it's something Eclipse could do. But I think they're just having fun. Tsukuyomi's just going absolutely ham, and they just don't really care, and they feel like they just have this one in the bag.
I definitely agree. I think around 17, 18 minutes, we saw the point where Eclipse had kind of made this game out of reach, and they could have started looking for the Fire Giant. Does not seem they have the same interest, and they do get the Pyromancer. Tegveer does have winning the game on the mind. AceConcept falls down to ChubbyOstrich. So Eclipse starting to play to their own fault, but Tegveer is around the corner. We'll see what Tsukuyomi can do this time. I think we might know. There's the Piercing Moonlight through. We're gonna find a kill onto xNexamiss. That's 20 kills for the Tsukuyomi. Blink through from Valyouuu, brutalize onto Tsukuyomi, but falling down quick.
Oh, Centaurus.
Centaurus finds him through the wall. So it's 2 deaths now for the Tsukuyomi. Sleepy did claim the kill on the Valyouuu. But once again, that is a huge sign of life from Sanctified. If Eclipse keeps No, I mean, I'm not afraid to use the word here because they're it's clear what they're doing. If they keep kind of just trolling around here, they're absolutely going to be in a situation. God.
All right, I think Hapn.
Holy shit.
I think you might be safe to use the word troll.
Yeah. Oh wow,
dude, that's so much
masterful
gold.
shot just came out of nowhere.
He actually
CtrlAltIEat just hit level 20.
He just gave so much golden XP to control.
That was so stupid. All right, yeah, they're trolling. Eclipse could definitely just look to end this game. I mean, no interest in the fire giant right now. It's free if they wanted it.
They're doing the no FG competitive game challenge. All right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love hyping up great play, but at a certain point, you got to just go end the game. Sanctified, definitely being good sports, trying to play this one out and see if they can come back. And like I mentioned, if Eclipse keeps trolling, it's possible for Sanctified to put in the work here. Fire Giant is finally being pulled by Eclipse. Somebody remember it was on the map. Valyouuu peeking around, just level 16, though. Been very star of the farm. xNexamiss is in the pit, putting in work for it. Fire Giant's down to 10%. There's the Centaurus through the wall. Eclipse gets the Fire Giant, however. Control is going to fall down to Tegveer. There's the Piercing Moonlight, going to find 2. Double kill for Tegveer after the Piercing Moonlight.
That was so perfect.
The difference. Leslord is up next on the chopping block. BeanSoupBob got ChubbyOstrich. Tegveer gets another triple kill. Decide for Eclipse, and surely that will be the game.
Yeah, there's definitely no way they don't just run it down here. 5 members dead. They all have the Fire Giant buff. That's all it took. One Fire Giant fight, and Eclipse took this in a convincing and spectacular fashion. I mean, what an insane game. 23-2. Tegveer is, I mean, they decided to ban the Baba Yaga, recall.
Yep.
They banned the Baba Yaga.
And Tegveer took that personally, and Tegveer took the Tsukuyomi to the bank, and Eclipse takes this set. We'll be right back on the desk to break it down for you. Hello, and welcome back to the Smite Draft League. Well, it's unfortunate, and we do apologize that the end of such a spectacular set was slightly soured by some certain unsportsmanship, but at the same time, you do want to, you want to play your best, you want to get some kills, but at a certain point, end the game, and I'm sure Sanctified would be the first to say that they should have played better, but I'll be the first to say that Eclipse should have ended the game. Regardless, we will talk about the game we saw and the spectacular fashion it happened. Tegveer on the Tsukuyomi, 23-2 with 40k damage in just about 26 minutes. So disgusting from the Tsukuyomi. I can't help but wonder in the reality where Sanctified banned the Tsukuyomi how this game may have gone.
Yeah, definitely an absolute game changer pick. I mean, yeah, like you said, they didn't ban away. Teague said, okay, bet. Just ran it back and ran it through. Just completely unstoppable. Incredible plays all across the map at any given point. It just it looked, it didn't even look like Godlike. It looked like ranked arena, to say the least, at certain points of that game. Just going, ignoring objectives and just pressing W on this game. I mean, this was potentially one of the most entertaining sets of Season 2 so far.
Certainly, yeah. I don't want to lose what we saw in Game 1 and Game 2 as being really the best definition of what Smite can be at its best.
Certainly can be. I mean, we all saw the game. We saw Tegveer go absolutely insane. AceConcept as well, just dashing in, having absolutely no fear in his heart, despite sometimes the favor not being his. He made the favor in his, got some incredible 1v1s, and Eclipse played very strong, and Sanctified definitely had potential. We saw what they did in the first game.
Yes,
but
I mean, as we're getting to the end of the season, just to bounce off your point, Sanctified in their game number 1, if you can play like that as we get into the real, neck deep water at the end of the season here, that Eclipse last playoffs was unstoppable. There was almost no one who could match them. Dark Omen gave it their best, and they could not do it. So, if you are Sanctified, you saw that you could give it to this Eclipse. And this is a different Eclipse, but hey, look at game 2 and 3. So if I'm Sanctified, I'm putting game 3 behind me, moving on, and I'm looking at game 1 and saying, whatever this is, let's capture this and let's move forward. But with that, that's all the time we have here. We had Godlike, Eclipse versus Sanctified. I've been Anthony Malum. Cosmic Warrior was alongside me being a warrior. iNooblet was our observer, and we'll see you next time on the Smite Draft League.